Hello, Mrs. Chan. We are here to present you our market research project on the iPad. I would like first of all to thank you for being with us. I would also like to introduce my group, which is composed of Jude Elad, Maximilien Pelletier, Marc-Antoine Rinaldi, Tim Jacob, and myself, Rémi Chevalier. We're going to start off with the overview. So we're going to first talk about the problem definition, then the research approach with the secondary and primary research, then the research design, the research analysis, the recommendations, and the conclusion. I'm going to start with the problem definition. It was to understand the characteristics of the key target market. In order to do it, we proceeded to demographical segmentation, psychographic segmentation, and finally a behavioral segmentation. It helped us to get a greater understanding of them as consumers in all key areas relevant to your product and service. Now I'm going to talk about the research approach, starting with the primary research. For the primary research, we posted our survey on various social networks, such as Facebook and Twitter. We also interviewed some employees of Apple stores and mobile distributors, such as Orange or Bouygues Telecom, to get some accurate data. It allowed us to gather significant information for current satisfaction of customers and the future expectations of customers and potential customers. So now I'm going to talk about the secondary research. We collected data from internet customer forums, websites articles, and newspapers articles. All of it helped us to understand the competitors of Apple concerning the tablet device market share. So now I'm going to talk to you about the research design. We designed the survey between two different dimensions. First of all, the people who own an iPad, and secondly, the people who don't own an iPad, to get both point of views. By collecting this data, we defined the potential improvements in order to attract a new market share. So I'm going to keep on with the research analysis, starting with the demographical findings. Among the people that answered the survey, 66% were male and 34% were female. Also, we found out that 74% were French residents, but it's important to know that not all of them were French people. We also found out that 75% of the people we interviewed were between 18 and 23 years old. This can be explained by the fact that mainly people from Grenoble École de Management answered the survey, and basically it's a very young population. So now I'm going to talk about the behavioral segmentation. So the people we interviewed were technologically knowledgeable, they were from high and medium social class, and it was important to know which other devices they owned, so we asked them the question, and we found out that 80% of them own a laptop, 72% of them own a smartphone, and only 24% of them own a desktop computer. So now I'm gonna finish this slide by talking about the psychographical specifics. So the people we interviewed had a very high customer loyalty, and they were aware of the huge impact of the Apple supremacy. I'm now going to talk about an important chart in our survey, which is the percentage of iPad owners among respondents. As you can see on the chart, only a few people that have been interviewed were iPad owners. Indeed, you can see that only 18% of the respondents had an iPad. It made our questions concerning iPad owners hard to analyze, as only a few people were able to answer them. So maybe we would have needed more answers from iPad owners. On the other hand, it made our part on potential buyers more consistent, as we had a great amount of answers from people that didn't own an iPad but are willing to purchase one. It allowed us to find out what could potentially interest them in the iPad and how we could make it more attractive to them. As we divided our survey between the iPad owners and the non-iPad owners, I'm going to start by presenting you the results that we had on the iPad owners, starting with the first chart, which is what do people mainly use their iPad for. As we can see on the chart, half of the respondents use it to watch videos, to listen to music, and to play games. The majority of them, actually 75%, use it to read books or articles, and to go on the internet. To keep on, we also asked them what was the average amount of time that they spent on a daily basis on their device. So, as we can see, they spend an average of 2 hours a day on their devices, which is quite a lot for a tablet. Secondly, I am going to present you the results that we collected on the non-iPad owners, starting with the first chart, which is would people that don't own an iPad consider purchasing one? As you can see on the chart, the majority of the respondents that don't own an iPad would consider purchasing one. It shows us that the iPad is a really attractive device and that it can still attract many new potential customers. But what is really meaningful is to find out how sensitive would the potential customers be to the different characteristics of the iPad. This is what we are going to find out, thanks to the next chart. So, this chart is how sensitive would you be to the following characteristics if you were to purchase an iPad. As we can see, potential customers give more importance to certain characteristics of the iPad when considering buying one. Indeed, their last concern is the memory capacity of the device. Another minor concern for potential customers is the autonomy of the iPad. It is understandable because the iPad offers an incredible autonomy of 10 hours, which is amazing actually for such a device. Then we can see that they give the same level of importance to three characteristics, which are the design, the processor capacity, and the applications. To conclude, the potential customer's biggest concern is the mobility factor of the iPad. To finish with the non-iPad owners result, we wanted to know how much would people be ready to pay for an iPad. And as you can see on the chart, the respondents are ready to pay an average of 382 euros.
Recommendation. The market we have chosen for our survey is a difficult market share for Apple. The marketing strategy of the company is not adapted to the needs of the generation X and Y studied in our survey. Those people have different needs. They are born with the new technologies and have grew up with them. They know the competitors' offers and are aware of the capacity of each product. A complementary product but not a must-have one. The market share of the tablets fits between the smartphone market and the laptop market. The first one is almost mature and is in development. The second one is already mature since a long time and is already declining. A technological product with a high satisfaction rate. The main advantage of Apple is the power to keep their customer base. The consumers of Apple products will choose a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, and a computer from the same brand. They can keep their application and are loyal to the spirit of this company. Actual benefits. Apple owns a large base of consumers. They are involved in the creation process of the company through the creation of applications specific to Apple devices. They are also involved in the marketing strategy of the brand. The main ambassadors of the brand and their main advertisement is the owners of Apple devices that spread the quality and their vision of Apple products. This leads to a domination of the brands through the other devices. For example, the iPhone. The iPhone shares the same App Store base for application that the iPad. This means that owners of an iPhone can use their application directly to their iPad. The construction of a new range is also important for the brands that launch new devices, the iPad HD, to complete the old iPad 2, that will be less expensive for clients and enable them to buy an iPad as well. Future improvement. Few real innovation has been seen between the iPad 2 and the iPad HD. A study has shown that people consider improvement between the iPad 2 and the iPad HD, such as a lighter screen or the use of Siri, the artificial intelligence created by Apple. However, the clients really believe that there is a change between the two products. A growing market. The coming back of the competitors might arrive this year. Samsung, the Korean manufacturer, has announced a range of tablets that may compete with Apple products. Hence, Apple has decided to launch a race to technological capacities improvement, such as the power of the tablet or the storage capacity. A constant anticipation is needed to stay competitive on that particular market, such as the 4G generation of mobile internet. However, the 4G is not available in many countries, mainly the US for now. A global strategy. The strategy employed by Apple is really global. They are aiming a large range of consumers from all over the world. Those consumers have really different profile, but they all belong to a medium or high social classes. Some of them are really aware of the last technologies and know how to use them, and some others are completely dependent of the Apple products because of their simplicity of use. But both belong to the Apple spirit. An increasing range of iPads. Apple developed a larger range of iPads to fit the needs of everyone, every type of clients. The models are different in their power, storage capacity, internet technologies, and many more features, but all looks like and are part of the iPad family. Customer satisfaction. Apple has the highest satisfaction rate over its customers. This success can be input to the company's philosophies of perfection and design through technological devices. One product is unique, but everyone can modify and customize through its own way. A well-known complete software called iTunes and its sub-part app stores allows everyone to download and use the application they want for their iPad. The Apple Touch can be also seen in every Apple devices. This touch is that idea of perfection and simplicity of use for everyone. Our advices to the marketing department. The Apple company has launched a new strategy to fit the developing market of iPads and tablets. They are launching a new range of iPad to fill a larger base of consumers. However, that new approach doesn't fit very well with the old philosophy that Apple has developed through the years. This philosophy of excellence leads to higher prices compared to competitors' products. However, if a constant innovation at a constant level can be seen through the different market and the different Apple products, Apple consumer will feel that Apple is always at the highest in terms of technological advancement compared to competitors. But as we've seen in our survey, there is still a missing market share to Apple products. The generation X and Y that is highly aware of the technological advancements and capacities is not devoted to Apple. This might lead to a smart wars over the tablet market against the competitors such as Google with Android or Windows and Microsoft. And the South Korean manufacturer Samsung that will launch a new range of products that might compete with the iPad.